Hello and welcome back to the Weird and Proud podcast. It's Sam. And
James.
he came in guns swinging,
Ready.
guns ablazing.
I love this episode we have today.
I love lamp.
And you should too.
And you should too, because it's the episode of love. Really, that's really what it's all about. It's
Valentine's Day was created for love, right?
Exactly. And not for the Hallmark.
For love.
For love. For St. Valentine. And boy, yes, we've got a show for you. We have a theme for this episode because technically when this comes out, Valentine's Day will be, it's tomorrow. Well, I mean, if you're listening to this on the exact day it comes out, but Valentine's Day right around the corner. So we got a little, some good stories around Valentine's Day.
You've got pink sweatpants on.
I've got pink sweatpants on, and I have a shirt that says "a little bit dramatic" that James' mom got for me.
She got me one too.
Yeah, she got us both one.
Super dramatic. I am wearing a black shirt, and I'm like, should I have wore pink? But it's of a restaurant we love, so that's okay.
Yeah, wait till you see your Valentine's Day present, though.
We're doing presents?
Well.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
At least I have a pink grapefruity drink.
Yeah, you do.
Us.
But it's not like a real present. You know, it's the thought that counts. But yeah, we got a great show. We got some great Valentine's Day weird first date stories. I figured, Valentine's Day, it's kind of hard. Like, how many people go out on a first date on a Valentine's Day? But I do love the idea of the first date weird stories. So it's either or. Pick your own adventure. Something with a date, something with love, and then make it weird. Okay? And we got some good ones. So, but first, I thought this would be a fun game. James and I obviously have been together for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
It's I think the average of those numbers together is about where we are.
We literally, every time I feel like there was a time for 4 years, we were saying 5 years.
And we said it all the time.
Yeah. And then we're I feel like we've been saying 5 years for
5 years.
For too long. For way too long. But I told James, I said, James, this one I did not spring on you last minute. I said, think about it.
You told me 32 minutes ago. It was definitely not last minute.
It shouldn't take you that long to think of Valentine's Day.
I had it immediately.
Okay, you either know it or you don't.
Oh, I knew it right away.
So I thought it would be fun for James to tell, a Valentine's Day that he remembers, either if it was a funny or weird something.
I can't wait to share my 32-minute assignment that I finished.
James, it really shouldn't take you that long to think about. Okay,
yeah, I've told you I love it when you spring stuff. I love the
it's improv. It's called improv. Okay, James.
I know.
You need to be in the times. You need to be on it. Okay, James. Let's hear what was either the best Valentine's Day.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I have one that I remember off the top of my head.
I'm gonna let you go first on
this
one.
Really?
Ladies first.
Maybe just to give you some inspiration.
Maybe. Or maybe I have something already set in stone. Who knows? It's a mystery, much like Valentine's Day.
I was going to say, or if you don't, you could always tell one of the first dates we went on to. Okay. Because I guess there's just one that I had thought of that we had done something. And that was, remember, this was the one Valentine's Day that I kind of let you be in charge of.
Oh boy, this one's going to be a shit show.
Because I do love planning stuff.
You're the best at it. I talk about it all the time. It's one thing that I love, and I sometimes know I should help more, but I don't. But you're amazing at it.
Yeah. Well, and I love doing it. Even if you were I'm going to plan this trip, I'd be yeah, no, for sure. And then I'd go and do all
you would plan it
I
anyway.
Would still go
I
plan
know.
It anyways.
Yeah. I'm perfectly okay with this. Trust me. It's like the show. It's good improv.
Right.
I get to show up places.
Yeah.
You typically are good about letting me choose something I want to do.
Yep. But I'm still gonna.
It's always fun.
It's what it
works.
My astrology girlies. It's the Scorpio in me. I don't know. Is that a Scorpio thing? I honestly have no idea. I don't know why that made me think Scorpio, psycho. I don't know. Anyways, so I will say the one Valentine's Day, and this was when we first were. This was like in maybe year 2.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
And I'm curious. You will remember this. I mean, I hope you will. But I gave you plans. I was like, you also wanted to do like a surprise thing, and this was again before I'd really really let my crazy out and let you know that like I actually hate surprises. But this was like in the first couple years, where I'm like, no, yeah,
I love
I love
surprises.
I'm like totally chill. I am go with the flow. You tell me. And you had plans, and we had just lived in Stanford for like a year, maybe less, and you got rented a cabin in the middle, like literally.
VRBO. That
It
was
was a
before Airbnb.
VRBO.
Mhm.
Wow.
VRBO didn't even have an app. I don't think they even had an app. You had to do it online.
Wow. You had to fax
I
them
remember
a
the cabin. Yep,
confirmation.
pretty much.
And like literally, like I can't even remember what town officially. Do you remember what town it was in?
No, but we were near the Cromwell Bridge.
Yeah, and it was almost. I mean, this is almost like if you know Connecticut, we live in Stamford, and that's like almost the most southwestern point of the state. We're very close to New York, the New York line, and at obviously Mass is way up north. We were basically like almost in Mass.
Basically, we are near all city. It's like one long city.
Yeah, where we live
from New
now.
York till probably Fairfield, Connecticut.
Yep.
And it's even still just city after city past that.
Yeah.
I took us to the woods, or my home country.
Yeah, which James
just like I love,
like
put me in the middle of the woods and
yeah,
I'm happy.
He's a woods guy, and I like the woods. By the way, the woods are nice.
The woods are nice.
In a nice,
in more of a you thought I was planning your murder kind of way.
Yeah, well, I remember too driving up there, and it was a really bad snowstorm.
It was. That's correct.
And this cabin in the woods literally was in the like.
I typed in middle of the woods. That was one of the criteria.
There was nowhere else. Actually, there was like one little house. I remember we did some snow skiing.
We did some snowshoeing.
Snowshoeing. That's what I meant. Snowshoeing.
We went and got snowshoes. Yep.
Which this was so much fun.
I love snowshoeing.
James like, let's go snowshoeing. I'm like, the fuck. No, it was really nice. There's like no one else in this town, and this cabin, random, like 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and we just like stayed in a cabin in northern Connecticut.
It was I loved that Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and then I was like, James never gets to plan. No, I'm kidding. No, it was a nice getaway, but it was just like, it was so random. I'm like, where the fuck are we? And you were just like,
for me, it was heaven.
You were like, this is
just go to the middle of the woods, hike
like,
around a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, we'll go.
There are listeners that would have loved this.
Oh, I know. No, by the way, I know. And there was a part that was like, when I went to Wisconsin, I'm like, okay, there are parts where I'm like, okay, this, it's nice. It's real, like February in the middle of northern, the woods in northern Connecticut.
And we had a beautiful snowstorm. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, it literally snowed on the way up there. So it was
super thick snow, like super high, like a real winter. It felt gorgeous, which we did not have the last like 2 years.
Yeah, and there was like the one restaurant in the town that we had to go to for every meal.
We got to go. I think we went to 2 restaurants,
and like they closed at like 7:00.
We cooked at home. We cooked at the cabin a couple times.
Yeah, that was so nice. No, it was a nice gesture, right? It's the thought that counts.
That was an awesome thought, is what that was. That's your own fault if you can't enjoy God's country.
I just like, and I was thinking about that, how I was like, that was the last time I did.
Last time you ever let me plan anything. I should have taken a bigger hint. I still love that one.
It was it was nice. We didn't have Peru at the time.
Yep.
So that was a little sad. But
Poo would have loved the cabin.
Pooper would have loved that. That would have been a good Pooper trip. What? So do you have another in mind that you think?
I think you may have underestimated me when like, well, you can do this or this. I do have a soft. I'm usually pretty thoughtful.
Yes. No. Yes. By the way, so thoughtful.
And I'm not always great on Valentine's Day and planning big things.
That's
I'm more
Valentine's
consistent.
Day is kind of stupid.
Yeah, See, and this is why we get
we
along.
both kind of agree. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like I hold you.
That's
to,
why when
like,
you said we're doing gifts, I'm like, we're doing gifts this year?
well, it's like
was not
it's
given the
like
memo.
it's kind of like how you gave me my Christmas gift was cats in
Yeah.
medieval.
Yeah, pretty much.
You gave me a cat painting of our cats
Yep.
in medieval attire.
Exactly. And I gave you a picture of you and Prue dressed
from the
as the
stepbrothers.
That's
So it's that kind of gift.
It's a romantic
It's not something that's
gift.
going to change your life, but it might
That
actually. You know
didn't
what?
change. My gifts didn't change
I was
your
just going to
life.
say, you know what? I take that back. I take that back.
So I did come up with a Valentine's Day trip that we took.
Okay.
And I thought I would set the scene because not only did I come up with a specific trip,
Yeah.
I have a memento for us from that trip.
Okay.
And I can actually read it right now.
What?
Yeah. It's a card.
How do you still have that?
I think you underestimated me. For
I know
proof
he
on
does, by the
YouTube.
way, he like is a semi hoarder, but yes.
She thinks I'm a hoarder, but it's sentimental stuff like this that pays off in the long run.
Oh my God. Wow.
We were written a card, and it's very touching.
We were
And I'm going to read it for everyone now. I'm not going to give any names except ours. And I'm not going to say where we stayed, but it was a beautiful place.
Oh my God, I'm dead. I forgot this was
This was Valentine's Day. I looked it up to confirm. I actually, you know how you go back in your photos in your phone? As soon as you said that, you came upstairs.
Dead.
You said, oh, hey, for the podcast, we're going to do Valentine's memories. See if you find one. And in my head, I'm just thinking, one, I hope you don't pick this one. And two, I better triple check my phone to make sure that the photos match up with the dates.
You still have it. Yeah.
And they do. Yep.
Oh my
well,
God,
I said photos. They met. You look in your
am
phone.
dead.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So we will read this touching card that was written for us.
That was written to us.
This
well,
was
actually,
written
mostly
to both
me.
of us as
Mostly
a couple.
to me.
Dear Ms. Ramsdell and Mr. Reamer, I hope you have enjoyed your stay thus far! Exclamation point. Please note, we have opened your windows to air out the smoke smell coming from your guest room. Due to other sensitivities to smoke and the delicacy of the fabrics in the guest rooms, we are a non-smoking property. Should you wish to smoke, we have our Adirondack chairs. Should you wish to smoke, we have our it is just handwriting thing. Adirondack chairs available on the lawn and can provide you an ashtray.
Oh my God.
We appreciate your understanding. Sincerely, blank blank, director of rooms.
Okay.
I'm not gonna because I still love this place. The place is
by the
amazing.
way, we've been back
Since then.
many years later. Okay, there is this gorgeous, stunning mansion hotel. So obviously, this is probably the year after you did the Valentine's Day. This is after the cabin, the year of the cabin, or maybe a year or two later.
It might have been.
I'm gonna plan us like a really nice like getaway. And because I'd read about this hotel that it's one of the most romantic places in the country, which it's gorgeous, stunning in Newport, Rhode Island. This place now it goes for you're talking like $1,200 a night, and it's literally an old bitch.
We did not stay during a $1,200 a night type weekend.
No, because
it
in the middle
wasn't
of
even
February,
during Valentine's Day. It was like 10 days after.
Yeah, and it was in February in Newport, like not a lot of people are going to. But it was Valentine's Day, and it still was pretty pricey. But we were leaving, and they had these huge windows. The room that we were in was kind of
on the corner,
on the corner in the back. And I was like, and it was freezing out. So I was like, I'm going to smoke a little bowl outside the window. And I literally go to open it and just blow out just a baby hit. And the wind hits and it just blows all the smoke back into the room.
Straight back in the room. The windows are facing the ocean. And as anyone knows who stays on a body of water, and we didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
the wind is coming to blow it out at you.
And I was like, oh shit, fuck, and I'm trying to brush it out, but I'm like, what, we Again, it was like freezing. I think it was kind of raining that day too. So I thought it had aired out enough, closed the windows, like obviously rookie fucking amateur move. Like what an idiot. And this is like
we had gone and we went to dinner and we left that night and we came back and this lovely note was placed in a room.
Lovely note. And I was like, oh my fucking
because
God.
I knew I would need to read it for something like this.
I totally forgot about that.
I did not.
Oh my God, I literally totally forgot about it. I'm so embarrassed all over again. That was literally so embarrassing. I was like, if we weren't spending so much money and like,
Oh, it's okay. I'm sure it's not. It seems like they've written these kinds of letters before. I'm sure somebody's done that.
I thought I swore that they had wrote out marijuana. Like it would have been funnier. Smoke. Yeah. Oh my God, that's a good one, James. And I can't believe you still have the letter.
And you're sitting there
saying, I see it?
You're sitting there saying, oh, you can use a first date one if you can't think of one. Can't think of something.
That is literally
letter and everything.
So embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. And we know whoever, like, it's just everything about it.
And they're still amazing.
So and it is like the best place. We like, and I was like,
we'll plug it separately on another show. I'm sure with some investigation you can figure out where it is. But yep, that was there's my God, Valentine's
that was literally so embarrassing. And then every time we like walked out of the room, I was like, oh my God, everyone like thinks that I'm like the stoner girl, which I don't know. That was good, James. Thank you so much. That was I'm so glad that you remembered that and you still have that letter. That was a good memory that I tried to forget. But it was lovely. Other than that, like the stay was amazing. Lovely. Yeah, we love Newport. But I feel like it's time now. Let's hear some of your weird stories revolving either Valentine's Day or like, first date. If it wasn't happening on Valentine's Day, something happened on a first date or a date in general. So I put that out to y'all's, and we got a couple good ones. So, James, are you ready?
Prepared.
Also, too, if you want to send in, and I'll do a reminder at the end. But if you want to send in a secret, just in general, like, and I know it's very broad, but like any type of, if you have another date story or any sort of weird story that's happened to your family, happened on a holiday, we want to hear it. We love to hear it. You can either call in to
SpeakPipe,
and it's speakpipe.com/weirdandproudpod, all one word. And they're anonymous voicemails, and you literally just press a button. I think you can record up to like 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then we get to play it on here. And it's one of our favorite things. So without further ado, let's hear the first weird date or weird Valentine's Day.
One time I went on a first date with a guy that I met on Tinder, and it was going all right at the bar until he started forcing me to try to take shots and took my keys from me, saying that I couldn't drive myself home. I'd have to stay with him. I ran to the bathroom to call my friend, and while I was in there, he obsessively asked every single person to try to get me out of the bathroom. He also then told an undercover cop that he was a cop, despite not being a cop, and flashed a fake badge. I watched my date get arrested by an undercover policewoman. It was magical.
It was magical. Oh my God, wait. So he was pretending to be an undercover cop to an undercover cop?
That's what it sounds like.
I know I'm asking you. Like, you should have the answers.
Well,
I just want to make sure I heard that right.
Let's start with this. That was an amazing story.
That was great.
Thank you so much for listening and calling in and sharing that, because that's the kind of stuff you can't make up.
No.
Like, if that was from a movie that I just don't know about and she's copying it, it's a great movie. But I know she's not.
I'd watch that movie.
I'm not taking anything away from that story by saying that. It was that good. That's movie script quality. That's right there.
So that is wild. I'm very curious if you're listening to this as a follow-up. So how did he have an undercover? He just walked around with an undercover cop badge for funsies?
We're going to need a follow-up call.
Was he just like cosplaying an undercover cop and he thought that would be hot, or like, because obviously you were in the bathroom. So like, did he tell you he was an undercover cop? That is a wild story.
So here's what I got. So here's what I heard in the order. he's obviously obsessive. He's one of those guys that you think is going to be really nice, but he's really just so self-conscious that he can't think of anything. So he has to trick her to take
into
the keys.
being an undercover cop.
He must need that psychologically to feel like he has authority.
Right.
But he's also stupid enough to where he maybe didn't believe the other cop. Maybe he didn't believe the other person.
Yeah, he thought that person was also
or was
cosplaying.
Drunk enough, right? Like, there could be some excuses for him, but regardless, that is just stupid to impersonate a police officer. That is so dumb. But back to the caller, couple of quick questions. What were some of the things? I'd love to hear how the date progressed, that things were going well at first. I'd love to hear how things went well, and then what the tipping point was.
What did he say? Did he tell you from the get-go that he was an undercover cop? That's what I'm interested in. And what was his real job?
It sounds like, I'm going to guess no, he didn't say anything about the undercover cop till it came to the point where he thought he was going to lose out on the date, or like she wanted to go home.
And you can get arrested for being an undercover, for cosplaying. Like, what if he was like, this
it's called impersonating a police officer.
Yeah, that's illegal. So everyone on Halloween gets arrested wearing a cop costume?
So if you claim to be a police officer, now we can have someone
if you're a police officer, please.
I actually, weirdly enough, I had a guy in my high school class who, like, in college, his first year or two, he had problems in high school too. And he was a good guy, but had some issues. He got arrested for impersonating a police officer over the phone. You didn't know this?
Over the phone?
Yeah, he was calling saying it was a police officer, like trying to bully someone. You didn't know that this is a thing? Impersonating a police officer is a horrible offense.
Well, remember that whole documentary that we watched?
Yeah, you can't.
Remember that documentary where the guy was like saying he was a police officer?
Impersonating is horrible. They have an inherent authority that's
but what if
given
he was like,
to
just
serve,
kidding, I'm just kidding. That's
given to serve and protect. At that point, I hope
you're screwed.
That cops can still arrest you.
Yeah.
If you, again, back to Halloween, if you're dressing up like a police officer,
right, with your tits out,
as long as you're, that's not a police uniform. Like,
I guess
as long as you're not forcibly doing it, right?
Yeah.
I've seen drunk guys when I was in college on Halloween that dressed up like police officers, especially because Super Troopers was really big. And then they would like try to direct traffic and stuff.
Yeah, and that's
be
stupid.
Oh,
and that's true. Yeah.
That's impersonating. If you're a police officer in the bar hammered, right, and you're just doing that, you can't arrest every male stripper who tries to be a police officer. Right. But back to I
wow,
took
that's
that part
crazy.
Yeah, impersonating a police officer is awful.
Yeah, who just.
But caller, we need a follow-up call. Want to hear about the progression of the date?
Yeah.
Any other details you remember?
Did you ever hear from him again?
That is oh my God, I hope.
Hopefully
that's a great story.
That's a great story. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this was Valentine's Day quite a few years ago. I still am, single, and started the evening out having dinner with my roommate and her boyfriend, which is not the weird bit. They invited me, and it was totally kosher and fine. And then I had plans to leave the house for the evening so that they could do whatever they wanted to do. And I went to it was like a pregame that some people were having down the street, who lived down the street from us. And I wasn't going to go out to the bars with them, but I was like, well, I'll stop by and like hang out for a bit. I only knew one person who lived there. I walked in and I was feeling myself. I had a really cute outfit on. It was like a very colorful dress. And it was February in Wisconsin, so obviously leggings. And I had like heart socks. It was a theme. I still do think I looked good. Walked in, said hi to the one person I knew, and he introduced me to his friends, a group of girls who were there, and they were like the tight black dress, ready to go out girlies. And the lead girl gave me the up down and went, "Wow, nice to meet you. It really looks like you don't care what anybody thinks about you." And I said, "Cool, thanks. I'm gonna go talk to my friend now." Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
That's great story. One, where in Wisconsin were you?
Oh yeah. I meant to, but
I'm from Wisconsin. I'd love follow-up call request. Where in Wisconsin were you? Were you in college? This sounds like a very college thing.
Yeah. That sounds like something, like a scene out of like a Mean Girl,
And no girl who's actually from Wisconsin would give you the up down and say that. A real Wisconsinite.
They must be a transplant.
Yeah, she's from somewhere else.
She's from Connecticut.
Or should be kicked out of the state because no. When we welcome people with beers and shots and stupid stories.
Imagine saying that, or imagine even just like,
I'm sorry. You're still killing it. Great job.
I'm sure you looked hot as fuck.
That girl was just jealous.
Yeah, jealous. Jelly. Happy Valentine's Day, babes. Right back at ya. All right, you ready for our next one, Choms?
Prepared.
So I am currently 31 years old, and 2 years ago, when I was in a relationship that I am no longer in, my ex had been blatantly discussing proposing to me for months leading up to Valentine's Day in 2021. So when the day finally arrives, we have this fancy dinner planned, and I knew he was going to pop the question on that day, but I want to say actually the night before Valentine's Day, I kind of panicked and I told my ex that I don't want to be one of those couples to have that cheesy Valentine's Day anniversary. That's what I said back then. So he respectfully agreed to hold off until February 19th when we were walking downtown in this cute little small town area. He got down on one knee, literally just said the words, "What do you say?" I gave a half-hearted yes and was totally not excited about it at all. So that should have been, I agreed begrudgingly, essentially. How sad is that? No wonder we didn't work out.
Oh my God.
What an honest Valentine's story.
Yes, that's
tough.
Valentine's Day story.
There's a lot of there's self lessons are tough, and that's quite a interesting story that have people think about. No,
I know. I'm like, also, was February 19th something, or you were just like saying he like waited like literally 3 days later and he did it like, well, math is hard. He just waited a couple days later and did it. What do you say? If someone said, "What do you say?" Yeah, that is like, what do you mean? What do you say? No, what do you say? It's like, yeah, then, I would say, you probably, there's probably something in your gut that was like, especially too, it's, who even really cares too about having an anniversary on Valentine's Day? I mean, like I would never, I don't know. I would never like thought of it that way. I mean, I guess it is a little cheesy, corny, but who cares?
She does, obviously.
Yeah. Maybe.
And that's okay.
And that is okay. But I'm sorry it didn't work out, and I'm sorry.
I'm glad you're not in something that you weren't meant to be in.
Right. And hopefully you're happier now. Maybe you're having a better Valentine's Day this year. I didn't know if she said that she was in a new, I can't remember. I don't think she said anything about a current relationship.
I'm blending callers together. I'm not going to comment.
Can't remember. But I hope you're in a happy relationship now.
Maybe she did say that. Maybe she did.
She's in a happy relationship.
She said, no, I think she said, I am single now. And she might have said.
Yeah, I'm single now. Yeah. Well, I hope.
I'm 31. 2 years ago, I'm single now.
Yeah.
So she's single now.
And obviously you guys didn't get married. Maybe not.
I'm going to go with a no.
No.
I think we
broke it off. Yeah. Well,
thank you for calling in. It's tough to share something
I
like
know,
that.
sometimes, man, life's a bummer,
But unbummer stuff comes out on the other side.
Right. Every new ending comes another beginning, and that's beautiful. All right. James, you ready for the next? This is the last voicemail we have, and then I do have I have someone who didn't want to send in a voicemail, but message me.
Sounds wonderful.
So,
Prepared.
all right, here we go. Next secret.
I had been talking to this guy for a couple weeks, and he wanted to take me on our first date, so we were gonna go to dinner. Well, I gave him my address, and he shows up to my house, and he doesn't speak a word of English. He only spoke Spanish, and it turns out the whole time that he was talking to me, like texting me on the dating app, it turned out he was using a translator to talk to me. And so he shows up to my front door with his mother, and she has to come on the date with us to translate. And it was so embarrassing. And right after dinner, we were supposed to go to a movie, and I told him that I wasn't feeling well, so we had to go home.
That's tough.
I'll let you start.
That's tough. Yeah, I feel like that's one of those things that's like, if you weren't upfront about that, the guy that he's not like, hey, just FYI, I don't speak English.
There's definitely some crossing lines of honesty there.
Yeah.
He didn't hide that he was a serial killer, and he didn't hide that
Right.
he could have pretended to be a fake
still,
police.
how are you going to talk to someone?
He could have pretended to be a police officer, right?
Yep.
There's worse things that could happen.
Have you arrested? Yeah, that is so
I gotta say that there's from her perspective, good for her still going out on the dinner date and ending it with
I
like,
know
that's so
really
sweet
nice of you, because
No,
I know people that would have shown up and then like, oh, you don't speak or like, when they saw from the get-go that they don't speak English, would have been like, gotta go.
Now, let's change the scenario. What if he did speak English but still showed up with his mom?
That would still be very strange.
That would be more strange. That would be way more
at least there's an excuse.
I want to start blending these together. We got the start of a pretty good movie script going on.
I know. Be like the best like rom-com ever.
There's already all those like Love Actually type movies where Valentine's Day, there's one just like Love Actually, where it's all these different stories, and we're building some really good bad date stories to plug right into a script here.
Yeah.
This is
have you ever, I mean, obviously way before we met, but like, did you ever go on a date with someone that didn't speak English very well?
I don't think I speak English all that well, but
that's true.
I'm trying to think if I like actually went on a date with someone that didn't speak English that well.
Yeah.
I don't believe I have.
Anyone in Wisconsin? I know. Well, I was just gonna say, I'm like, it's not like you were running into people northwoods of Wisconsin.
It's just
different world.
Yeah.
When I was studying abroad in Florence.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like you think it would be easier, but it's just, especially, I mean, not easier. I mean, like, because I did speak a little bit of Italian, so I go there, but
hard.
It's still, I mean, and it's like sense of humor, especially like jokes. Like you can know a language a little bit, but then to like, there are just certain slang words, and like you can't really be completely 100% like yourself with someone if like you're translating everything on a phone.
It's a good little
or like
challenge,
with your
mom. But that's the mom there is the killer.
Yeah. So like the mom, I mean, the fact that you were like, so like ask him what are his favorite sports?
I'd like to hear more. We need a follow-up call.
Yeah.
We need to know more about this actual date.
And the mom, I mean, the fact that the mom showed up is hilarious and so kind of actually cute that she was like,
the Latin culture has a tight-knit family. I think she did say Spanish, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That they have a different family structure than we do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I could, it's rough even meeting my parents.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying she has to do anything from that. It's just culturally for them, it's a little different.
Yes. Or even, when Italians, that was like
their grandparents
they were like,
still live with
them. Yeah, that was the type of people that would be like, come meet the whole family on the first day. But that is a pretty
glad you still went on the dinner date. Proud of you.
Yes, that's very nice of you. That's nice of you to not walk out. I do obviously understand about the movie, but why would he want to go to the movie if he can't even understand what's happening anyways? Something about
his mom was translating
the entire movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is
Great story.
That's a great story. That is a good one. And then I did have someone write into me and I like kind of half read it. But she was like, I really wanted to tell you my story, but I just don't have the guts to call in. And by the way, if you do have a story and you're like, you know what? I don't want to call in. I don't want to use my voice. You can email us too as well. And that's Weird and Proud Pod.
You can also follow Weird and Proud on Instagram and
Yes.
DM it.
Yeah. Oh, look at you. James, are you like a social media girl?
I'm just plugging shit.
James is like, he's about to take the world by storm on the internet. So yeah, you can either DM, yes, DM.
Follow Weird and Proud.
Yes, Weird and Proud Pod on Instagram.
Are there underscores in there?
Nope, all one word, Weird and Proud Pod.
You mean somebody hadn't snatched that one up
yet?
Weird and Proud Pod at Weird and Proud Pod on Instagram.
Yes. And, or, I don't know, for some reason, first, God willing, if you're like in somewhere that like doesn't have Instagram, if you're in North Korea and you're listening to this and you don't have Instagram, you can email us as well.
Baxter, bark twice if you're in Milwaukee.
You can email us weirdandproudpod@gmail.com. Like, I don't know if you want to do, whatever, you want to keep it anonymous. I don't know. We have multiple options.
Can you bleep out the fact that you just said something about North Korea in case they're listening?
I was like, wait, what would I bleep out? What did I say?
No, the swear words, leave it in there. But the North Korea part, I just said it. Bleep that out.
Here's one. Okay. My then BF, now husband, got me a pug puppy for my birthday in December, but the puppy stayed at his apartment. When Valentine's Day came around, the puppy wasn't fully potty trained, and we called his mishaps presents. So when my boyfriend calls to let me know that our puppy had left me a special Valentine's present. So, oh my God, I literally can't read. Talk about not speaking English. So my boyfriend calls me to let me know our puppy had left me a special Valentine's Day present. When I got to his apartment, he asked if I had found it yet. So I searched everywhere for poop, like a full 15 minutes. I finally pick up the dog bed and out tumbles a jewelry box with a diamond bracelet. Yep, I totally did a shit scavenger hunt for jewelry. That's cute.
That's a cute use of Valentine's Day.
A cute use of Valentine's Day.
Good job.
And
kudos to him. Good job.
Yes, kudos to him. And I thought, for some reason, I was reading it and I thought somehow the dog, all I just saw was poop scavenger hunt, and like for some reason I thought your dog like ate the diamond bracelet, and so you had to like go through your dog's
which would have been hilarious
for the bracelet.
Oh my God, that's a level
I should have
up.
changed that around and just said that that's what happened.
We can edit that, right?
We'll edit that out.
Oh, that's going in the movie script for
that's
sure.
Going in the movie script.
Where the guy literally has the dog. Not that don't feed your dog jewelry.
No.
Don't do that. I love dogs. I can't even say it.
No.
But a funny movie script if the dog actually did poop out like the engagement
he's like,
ring.
I left you a present. Yeah. And you're like, what? And they're like, there's just the shit on the floor.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit. The present's in the present. Plot twist. All right, I have one more written out. This one's a little longer. And this was someone who also said, I have voicemail anxiety, which is very respectable, honorable. I hate leaving voicemails for people sometimes too. And like leaving voicemails can be like stressful. Especially when you have a time limit to call, and you have to make it in. I understand. So you are welcome to DM or email it to us. Okay, so this is the story. So it's my can't read. So it's my husband and I's first Valentine's Day together. We've only been together not even a full month yet. And this was again, I think this was last Valentine's Day, she said. It was my husband's and I's first Valentine's Day. We had only been together for a month at the time. He has a full house set up, rose petals, flowers everywhere, jacuzzi, candles. All's going well. We're in the jacuzzi. I graciously lay my head back to relax, and my hair brushes up against something. I think it's flowers. Nope. My hair went into a lit candle. Immediately, I dunk my head into the tub. Burnt hair pieces fill the tub. The bathroom reeks like burnt hair, and I've lost a huge chunk of my ponytail. So we decide we're just going to take a shower, wash it off. Hopefully the smell will go away. So I go to stand up. So there's a simple stand up square shower, no tub attached. So one person can barely fit. Time goes by. All of a sudden, the shower is getting really, really hot. Insert blood pressure drop. I yell to him that I'm getting lightheaded. I need to get out. And as soon as I go to say that and open the door, down I go, buck ass naked, right into the sink. Slammed my head. Talk about mortified. And she just said 9 years later, still married.
That glad you're okay. All the normal things you would say to someone. Holy shit. We got a movie script and a half here. That was an amazing story.
I'm like, it's like I'm trying to like read. It's like reading and like comprehending things is like hard. Have you ever tried to like read things?
You're
and comprehend?
sweating.
Like literally like using your brain sometimes is honestly so hard.
Do you have reading anxiety?
Yeah.
Reading out loud anxiety?
But I'm trying to like read it good and like concentrate to the story.
You mean read it well?
Shut up!
I read good.
Shut up, James.
I read good.
James. But so now that I can like fully process that story because I was like reading it and now I can process it. That is my worst nightmare, lighting my hair on fire. And both of my brothers have tried to do that in the past as a joke, and one of them has burnt off a piece of my hair.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But never have I like put my hair into a candle, and that is worst nightmare scenario.
Because you wouldn't feel it. You'd have to wait till you're basically smelling
long
burning
hair and a ponytail. Like that's a nightmare fuel.
Oh my God.
And then the shower, you go slam your head. I mean, obviously, hopefully you're fine and didn't have to like go to the hospital. I'm hoping, or like you didn't like have anything wrong with you. You didn't like actually hurt yourself.
Again, I hope everything's okay. But that was hilarious.
But that was a funny story. And it's like one of those. Sometimes, like when you go through traumatic situations, it really does bring you closer together. Just like this note. Sometimes it really does make you that much closer. And it's a beautiful thing. But that's a great story.
There are a lot of great stories today.
Yeah, that was a lot of great stories. And if you have, any more of, this again gave you some inspiration, you have any other weird stories, weird facts, that's maybe something I was thinking about too, James, is like maybe like we have a theme, because I feel like sometimes when I just throw out like tell us a secret, it's like people are like, it's like hard to randomly think of something versus like tell us a weird Valentine's or like a weird first date.
I have an idea.
What?
We'll expand this because I realize that my idea is not necessarily to all of our listeners, but a lot of our listeners seem to be in relationships. So maybe you have somebody that also enjoys this. Here's what I'm saying. We did skip out on the most important holiday that's coming up, and that's the Super Bowl. Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
We would love to hear about you and your... I would prefer non-sports fans calling in about an awkward sports-related party they were at.
I like that. Yeah, or something to do with sports.
It could be Super Bowl, of course, is preferred. Call in about your favorite stupid Super Bowl commercial. Call in. What do you... Okay,
favorite
fine.
Commercial?
Well,
what is this?
Let's back it up. Let's go back to stories. Tell us a weird and proud Super Bowl type story. Did you host a party? Were you part of hosting a party?
Very specific. That's almost too specific. You swung way in the other end.
More people probably celebrate the Super Bowl than Valentine's Day.
Maybe.
I'm going to throw the math out on this one. Let's go a sport. And it could be sports, anything.
Me wrong.
Super Bowl preferred, but sports party, whether you're at a bar watching a sporting event, something awkward, weird, and proud about a sport.
Or
event.
maybe, and just to add to that, or if there's something, if you were playing a sport, maybe there's something weird that happened.
That's included. But I really do think we can get some good Super Bowl stories out of this.
We should play a sport. I gotta play more sports. Gotta get into the sports. Just so I can be cool. Be a cool girl. One of the cool girls. So those are some great stories. Make sure to either call us in. Don't have that voicemail anxiety. Don't be scared.
Where
Don't
do
be
they have
scared.
to
Nothing
call?
to be scared about. You can call into
SpeakPipe.
speakpipe.com/weirdandproudpod, or you can DM us.
If you have voicemail anxiety.
Yes, if you have voicemail anxiety, you can DM us Weird and Proud Pod on Instagram, or you can email us weirdandproudpod@gmail.com. So there's multiple options, even if you're in North Korea. I don't know how you'd listen to this.
You can send an email because we read real good.
We real good. Real good. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys can also see Pro. Will you pick up and show how cute she is to everyone?
She's sleeping. I'll pick her up.
You guys need to see how cute this dog is right now before we end this amazing episode. And just oh my goodness. Wow. Prue, is there anything you'd like to say to the people? Do you want to say Happy Valentine's Day? I love you. She did not like being woke up. No, she says, what the heck is going on here? All right. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting. We've seen the 5-star reviews, which we are so grateful for. So
thank you.
If you haven't yet, give a 5-star. Also make sure to, especially if you are listening to the YouTube.
Watch it on YouTube a little bit. We're going to start adding
just a little bit, not a lot, just a little
bit. Not the whole thing, but parts of it.
I was going to say, if you're on YouTube watching this, make sure you are subscribed. And if you give the video a little thumbs up, helps get some more engagement out there, spreads the word. And then
hack the algorithm.
Let's make the algorithm our bitch. And we love you so much. We will see you next week. Happy Super Bowl. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July.
We've gone to the bad place.
Happy 4th of July. Happy Valentine's Day. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Love you, weirdos.
Love you guys.